he was talking about. He said that ego has to be it is like a scaffolding, and it should be no strengthened. That scaffolding is between different layers of your
Mhm.
being, and that's how all your layers are connected. So then I just had this doubt that uh, we have to strengthen that scaffolding, or we have to dissolve that scaffolding,
Mm-hmm.
because he's like that it is, as you said previously, that it's just like a ladder. You have to walk through it and then reach, and not to get stuck onto that particular part. But
Yeah.
when I listened to him, I got little more question whether in what sense he was saying that it needs to be made stronger.
Yeah,
So
so I think as far as I remember that talk, it is not
yeah.
the ego which is the scaffolding, it is the psychic being which is the scaffolding. But I may be wrong, just go through the talk again. And
Okay.
as far as I remember, psychic being was sent as a scaffolding so
No,
that
he
it can
say
pull
he
out us
he's
from inconscience. All that is unconscious within us, that psychic
okay.
being has the strength to pull it out.
Okay, I'll once again go through it, because what I remember from his talk was that psychic being is totally no, away from all the parts of us. So it's something which
I'm
is
sorry, I just
actually
lost the
according what
connection.
I heard into it. Maybe I might be wrong somewhere in during the talk. I'll once again go through it. But
Yeah.
he was saying that psychic being is something which is very deep, and it's actually not a part of your body layers. So
Yes.
it's a different dimension of your being,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that is that is not where your this vital and all those part has something to do with. It's something very
Mm-hmm.
different. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so that that scaffolding is required no, for the psychic being. Maybe I should once again go through it.
In the pieces, Dusra, I would ask you, that talk I gave only so that we are able to touch the dimension of the psychic being.
Yeah,
We don't
yeah,
have to go much in that talk because we will get lost,
yeah.
right? So I don't want us to get lost in the philosophy. I just want to focus that psychic being needs to be get in touch with if we want to let go of all the pain and suffering from our life.
Okay,
Without being in touch with the psychic being, the resolution of pain and suffering is not possible. So that is our main theme, right? And that talk I had to include because in that talk he lets us know, as if
yeah,
imagine.
imaginary, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So
yeah,
that visualization connects you to that fourth dimension within us. It's just that part. Just focus on that
yeah,
part. It's very easy to get lost in the philosophy, and yeah, we don't want to go there.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yes, Reggie. Anything from your side?
No, I actually haven't listened to the talks before from the Gnostic Center. So this is interesting, both the meditation and the talk.
Yeah.
And how do you can we access more of these? Are there more such talks and meditations
Yeah, so
based?
the talk is not from Gnostic Center. The talk is
Okay,
from a workshop that
right.
was held, which I attended personally in Pondicherry. And because I was transcribing the talks, I knew that this thing exists. And that's why I included it in the course after asking. And the meditation, that 14-minute meditation, that thing is a part of Gnostic Center code, and I asked them again, I requested their permission if I can use that, for this course.
Right.
So
So it's
yeah,
not available online or something. You have to
it
ask.
would not be available. No,
Okay.
so what exactly you are looking for? Then I can help you maybe.
No, I mean, because I had no idea about their meditation or any of their resources. This is the
Mhm.
first one I'm listening to,
Yeah.
and it's interesting because it was nicely done. So I was wondering
Yes.
if there's more I could explore, if they have something where I can explore. Otherwise, it's okay.
I think they don't share that openly in the sense most of the material is there for the courses itself and it's not open to public.
Okay.
But if you look in YouTube, maybe they have uploaded something. I don't have any idea.
Okay.
They have CDs
Mhm.
where Amita Mehra, whose voice is there in that meditation, 14 minutes meditation. So they
Right.
have CDs where, you know, they have like a full CD of meditative practices. That
Right.
is there. Yeah.
Right. Because in generally I now sit in silence
Yeah.
mostly.
Hmm.
And my introspection and my reflection and concentration is in silence mostly. But this is sometimes when something like this comes up, it's an interesting change, and I welcome that change sometimes. So, this talk, this meditation I did a few times, and it also helps you visualize because there's talk and
Yes,
sound.
yes.
So
True,
that's
true.
nice. So I wouldn't mind going through a few more just to experiment and play around because
So
that's the
I have,
only way.
yeah, I have a CD with me. I'll find if there are more in that I can share with you.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
just using this 14 minutes meditation for my own self, and it was very, very beneficial for myself. So
Right.
I thought that I would include that in the course. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good variation because it's like a constant work in progress anyway.
Yes.
It's good to have options and some variety
Yeah, yeah.
because silence is something I do anyway, but I don't generally listen to anything. So this is that way it's helpful because it's a
Yeah.
good switch, and it helps you visualize also different things
Yes, yes.
and
And
then see if
also,
that makes
uh,
sense or not.
one more possibility, if you want to explore further, is so there is this person called Dr. Yogesh Mohan.
Right.
On Facebook, you can find him.
Okay.
Yogesh Mohan. Huh? If
Okay.
you type Yogesh Mohan, you
Yes,
can
yes.
find him.
Right. Right.
I'll type it in the chat window also so that the name is there.
Sure.
Yogesh Mohan on Facebook. Okay. So what he does is, if you go to his profile, he shares two meditations. So one happens in at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
The recording is always available, and the same happens at 6 p.m. in the evening.
Okay. Okay.
Me and Taru, we did that for a very long time in this lockdown period. You know, it was very, very beneficial. There
Oh,
had a particular intensity about his meditations.
acha.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So if you want, on his profile, you will see the posts. There
Right.
would be lots of recordings from previous meditations, and you can access if you want.
Okay. But his is not specifically on the psychic being. It's just meditation.
Actually, it's deep, so
Okay.
it's equally good. Yeah.
You'll go to the same space
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes,
right.
yes. Yeah.
But okay, I'll definitely check him out. But if you have more audio that you find, please let me know because I think
Yes.
my constant uh, time in meditation is trying to connect with that anyway.
हाँ
So
हाँ बिल्कुल I'll
whatever
let
else, right?
I have one short meditation as well, a shorter one,
Right.
which is also on this igniting the inner flame.
Okay.
तो वो भी मैं share that is from Gnostic Center. I can share that.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good
Yeah.
because it's such a constant work in progress anyway. So it's nothing
Yes,
you can do but to keep trying to connect, right? So.
yes, yes, yes.
So that's all the practice I'm doing for psychic being at least is
Yeah,
just trying to physically connect with
yeah, yeah. And along with that, it's beautiful if we can always keep those 11 points with us,
right,
which I shared. You know, also there in the psychic beings document, which
right,
was shared in week 7 and 8.
yeah,
Plus, I elaborated upon them in the Heal Yourself talk, which I shared with you all.
right,
Yeah,
right, okay. Um,
yeah,
maybe we can. I know we did it twice, I think, but
yeah.
maybe we can just briefly go over the 11 points and this little portion on surrender here in this document.
Yes, yes, definitely, I can. Yeah, it's never enough going
Yeah,
over those
yeah,
11 points. It's never
yeah, yeah. Exactly. So since we're on that topic, we might as well touch it before we move
Yes.
ahead.
So, would anybody have this week 7 to 8 document
Yeah,
with
I'll
you?
be
Because
having it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
you
have it.
just share on the chat window if you have. Yeah.
Sure. Did you, Monica, did you also send the highlighted version or just the only
Yeah,
the?
I shared the highlighted version on WhatsApp, but I've also shared today in the chat window.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
But
I think it should
this
be
is week
visible.
7 and 8, or this is 9 and 10?
This is
9
This
nine.
and,
is 9 and 10.
you
Nine.
asked for 7 and 8, right?
I'm asking for 7 and 8.
7 and 8 doesn't have a highlighted one, right? I have the
No,
original one.
it
Okay.
does not have. You can just share whatever you have.
Okay. I'm sending this. I hope
Yeah.
you received it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
So let me just, yeah. Okay. Mm, yeah. Got it. So is the screen still visible to both of you? Not yet. Huh? Let me just do that again. Share screen. Stop sharing.
It was 9 and 10 right now, so just
Yeah,
once.
I'm just sharing it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this. So mother talks about discovery of the psychic being as a, as a supreme discovery, as if you have to walk towards this very big goal that we have in front of us, right? So this is what she says here. यहाँ पे, yeah, the first. Let me read this earlier paragraph also. So it is like explorers trek through a virgin forest in quest of an unknown land of some great discovery. So the path is not a charted, well charted path. There are so many things one has to go through individually as a person. The psychic being is also a great discovery which requires at least as much fortitude and endurance as the discovery of new continents, because when we are discovering new continents, we have no idea what we are going to, be acquainted with on the way. A few simple words of advice may be useful to the one who has resolved to undertake this journey. The first and perhaps the most important point is that the mind is incapable of judging spiritual things. So, if we look at this very point, we keep on judging people also, and also our own self many a times. We keep on constantly judging. So, mind has a habit of calculating, manipulating, judging. All those who have written on this subject have said so, but very few are those who have put it into practice, that we stop judging, because spiritual things are not to be judged. We cannot judge it on the face value कि अगर ये हो रहा है तो ये अच्छा ही है, ये हो रहा है तो ये बुरा ही है. This cannot be judged. So mother is saying many people have said that, but it's very hard to put it in practice because we are so used up by the mind. The human mind is so relentlessly, as if it's churning on and on and on. Battery abhi uski kabhi pause hoti hi nahi hai. We are never ever able to still our mind, empty the mind of contents. Never able to do that. So mother is saying the importance of stilling the mind of judgments. And yet, in order to proceed on the path, it is absolutely indispensable to abstain from all mental opinion and reaction. Now, if we look at this only, we are saved from so much of energy drainage that we go throughout the day. कितना हम जज करने में, you know, just look at your mind where all it is involved through the day, and we will get to know how often we are just lost in our thoughts about who did what, and he should not be doing that, you know, I did that, I should not be doing that, all these stories in the head, right? So self observation is a different thing, but judging things on the face value, judging people's reactions and responses, that is something which we actually don't need much in our lives. Give up all personal seeking for comfort, satisfaction, enjoyment, or happiness. Now, again, time to look at our own life. How much am I involved in seeking for comfort, day to day life, you know, satisfaction, enjoyment, entertainment, and happiness? Running after it, all of that. Be only a burning fire for progress. What does it mean? Whatever situation comes to me throughout the day, I am just focused on what I need to progress. Where do I need to progress if this situation is telling me this and this? Always absorbed in self observation and progress. No judgment or on who did what, he should not have been doing that. Totally not going into that domain at all. So if somebody triggers you, forget about who that somebody is. I am just focused on what it did to me. How on earth was I so easily moved by that person's comment? So what is the progress needed? I need to be more calm and poised within myself. This is the progress needed. It does not matter whether it was a parent, it was a sibling who said what. Totally irrelevant, all the external stuff. Take whatever comes to you as an aid to your progress and immediately make whatever progress is required. Not wasting any moment in the emotional theories. Try to take pleasure in all you do. This is the third point. Try to take pleasure in all you do. अब मान लो आज काम मिल गया तुम्हें झाड़ू का, तो मैं झाड़ू भी, I will do it with enjoyment, with as much as pleasure I can. But never do anything for the sake of pleasure. See, when do we do things for the sake of pleasure? When we are doing things where we actually don't want to be. I am in a space where I don't want to be. Now, mother is saying, whatever has been granted to you, for example, you are in a situation. Now, a part of me says, I don't want to be in situation all the time. A part of me says that. Mother is saying, try to take pleasure even in that situation. Change your attitude. How would you do that thing if you were doing it as an offering? No matter whether you like it or not like it, does not matter. तो अब क्या हुआ? I will not be running कि ये जल्दी से काम 4 घंटे का खत्म हो, so that after 5 o'clock I sit and watch some entertainment, for my pleasure. That will not be needed. So I changed my attitude, and by changing my attitude, I got pleasure even in what I did not like earlier. This is what mother is saying. Having equanimity for all the works that are given to you. No work is big or small. It's not that my office work is more important than washing utensils. That should not be the idea. Fourth point, never get excited, nervous or agitated. अब ये तो ऐसा point है, इस पे हम सबको बहुत काम करने की जरूरत है. Mother is saying, never get excited, nervous or agitated. And all of us do that. So when is this possible? When I am anchored in my inner poise. When I am anchored with the mother within and I don't want to focus on anything external which disturbs me. This is the inner poise that we need to have. Remain perfectly calm in the face of all circumstances. How is this possible? Again, if I have the feet of the mother within myself, if I am anchored, stationed in my inner poise, if I have this knowing that the maximum I can get in this world is the feet of the mother, and that is the maximum that is possible, I am not going to leave those feet. Then everything external loses its hold over me. जो इतना ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट लगता है उसका होल्ड कम हो जाता है. लगता है ठीक है, अच्छा ये हो रहा है, कोई बात नहीं, आई विल डू वॉट एवर द बेस्ट आई कैन एंड इट्स ओके, डज नॉट मैटर. What matters is you have the feet of the Lord within yourself. You are connected to the inner poise, inner calm in the heart center or in the body. And that is how one can actually remain calm in face of all circumstances. And yet be always alert. So ऐसा नहीं है कि ये passive calm है. It's not a passive calm and silent that you are just relaxing within the being and not wanting to progress, nothing, going back in inertia, not at all. Yet be always alert to discover what progress you still have to make. Always on my guard. अच्छा ये वाला इंस्टेंस मुझे ये बता रहा है, so मुझे इस पे काम करना है. Right? Always ready to progress. And why mother gives so much of importance to progress? Because progress is very closely linked with soul. Soul is here upon earth to progress. Ego, the falsitude, the falsehood that we have gotten in trap of, ego would not want to progress. Ego would want to just maintain its identity somehow. मैं हिलूं ना, मुझे हिलना ना पड़े. And that is why mother is earlier saying give up all seeking for comfort, because comfort is a limited zone. That is, any limit is the zone of ego. So when I am taking an attitude of progress in my life, it means that I am leaving the zone of ego, I am leaving my comfort zone, I am leaving my boundary. And that is what I am walking towards the soul. Right? So if I am leaving my limited conceptions of my own satisfaction, my own enjoyment, this is how I want to take pleasure, this is what gives me comfort, the moment I leave that zone of ego, I enter into a path towards the soul. Soul loves to progress. And that is why we feel so miserable when we are not progressing in our lives, when we are suffocating ourselves. That is why the misery appears. And that is the beauty of misery, because now misery is a signal. Misery is telling me that I am disconnected from my soul. I am not progressing in life. Not progressing only in outer world situation, also inner progress. Without inner progress, the outer progress cannot happen. It is impossible. So this is the thing, that I have to be always alert to discover what is the progress now I need to make. Lose no time in making it.
So, Monica,
Yes,
this is
yes.
progress at all levels, right? Like when we say progress
Yeah.
in life, progress at all levels, like
So you
in
mean,
every,
what do you mean by all levels?
like as human beings, we obviously work on, even if it's physical self, for instance,
Yes, yes,
on all levels, vital sense, in
yes,
an emotional sense,
yes.
because we're trying to evolve all these aspects
G.
in
G.
sync, right? So
Yes, yes.
so that also equates to this evolution of the soul in that sense.
Both, yeah, yeah, both. So outer progress and inner progress, both. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Never take physical happenings at their face value. Now, what is a physical happening? Say, for example, something happens, some accident, a disease, physical happenings, material level पे कुछ हो रहा है, right? You lose a relationship, again a physical happening. Mother is saying never take physical happenings at their face value. They are always a clumsy attempt, not very sorted attempt, a little clumsy attempt to express something else, the true thing which escapes our superficial understanding. For example, imagine that my relationship goes wrong. for me, in the sense I am not, whatever my demands and expectations were from that relationship were not met. So according to me, it has gone wrong. Now, what is this relationship or going wrong trying to tell me? It is trying to tell me that I have too much of a dependency on people and situations. I have a too much of a dependency on, what people are responding to me in for my love. So, for example, if I am giving love to you, I am expecting love back from you. What kind of a love is that? Full of expectations. So, if my relationship there is going wrong, what is the universe trying to tell me? It is trying to signal me towards a pure form of love, which does not want anything in return, which gives and gives and gives, because it is spilling out of love. So this is what that situation may be trying to tell me. For example, if I get a disease, and if it is a recurrent disease, it happens again and again, migraines or anything else, again a clumsy attempt to trying to tell me something. In most cases, the 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 true thing that the disease, illness, or anything else wants to tell us is connect to your inner being immediately. A call from the soul, connect to the soul. So all the failed relationships, all the diseases just want to signal us to this higher purpose for which we are there. Connect to the soul within, connect to the soul within. And if we are in pain and suffering, what happens? We go within ourselves. We become so hopeless from outer world that we think bahar to kuch milna nahi hai. We go within ourselves, and there within ourselves something is waiting for us. So it's a clumsy attempt for the truth to be manifested. Yeah. Never complain of the behavior of anyone unless you have the power to change in his nature what makes him act in this way. And if you have the power, change him instead of complaining. So what is being said? That if you have a person in front whose behavior you don't like, we all have people in our lives whose behavior we don't like. All of us have those people, right? So what is the right attitude here to be taken? First of all, never complain unless you have the power to change. If that person is ready to listen to your suggestions, right? If you have that kind of a rapport with that person that you can discuss it out, then discuss it out, change it. But if discussion is also not possible, every time it's an argument and more of a chaos, then what to do? Then not to interfere in that domain. Stay shut, stay chup, because you don't know what that person is trying to teach you. So again, two things to do. Either if you have the capacity, if you have that much of power, you change it, transform it. If you don't have the power, then it's not your domain. You don't go there mentally and emotionally. Don't go there. Don't attach yourself to the other person, because it will give you more disturbance than peace. Yeah. Whatever you do, never forget the goal which you have set before you. What is the goal? The goal is to discover my psyche. The goal is to discover my soul. There is nothing great or small once you have set out on this great discovery. Again, no work is small, no work is big. So we have to stop judging the kind of work that we do. All things can, if done in a right attitude, have the power to take us to the inner light. Thus, before you eat, concentrate a few seconds. A little habit of eating, very trivial thing in our day-to-day life, eating. We just gobble up something and forget about it. So mother is saying nothing is trivial. Give also attention to when you are eating. Thus, before you eat, concentrate a few seconds in the aspiration that the food you are about to eat may bring your body the substance it needs to serve as a solid basis for this great discovery, so that you have that strength, that vigor to go on and on, because the journey is long on this great discovery. Give it the energy of persistence and perseverance in the effort, in the sense that I don't get tired of walking on this path. Let me be full of vigor, let me be full of enthusiasm to walk on this path. In that sense, we eat the food. Before you go to sleep, concentrate a few seconds in the aspiration that the sleep may restore the fatigued nerves, bring calm and quiet in the brain, so that on waking you are full of vigor, begin again your journey on the path of discovery. So again, what is happening by this? This is now what are we doing? We are becoming conscious of the sleep. Usually we are so tired, dead tired, that we look at the phone or do something else and go to sleep, right? So not like that, not unconsciously. So just like that, we are becoming conscious of the food, we are becoming conscious of the sleep. Sleep with the mother, invoke the mother while you are sleeping. As if mother's embrace is there while we sleep. That really helps. Before you act, concentrate in the will that your action may help, or at least in no way hinder, your march forward towards the great discovery. Now again, becoming conscious in our actions. So if I am even giving a spoon to someone, I can be aware that, I do it with a servitude, that this action may not hinder my progress. So hota kya hai, when we are so aware of our movements like this, we immediately are conscious if an impurity is there in the mind. So for example, if I'm interacting with a person and there is an impurity in the mind, in the sense of manipulative agenda in the mind, immediately I will become conscious of it. I will not be able to act according to the manipulative agenda. I'll offer it immediately to the mother. So this is to bring more and more purity in the being, more servitude in the being, that mother, I do this for you. I have no hidden plan in doing this thing or the action that I'm making. I don't have any hidden agenda in that. So you are bringing purity in our actions, which is usually missing. Yeah. This is done. When you speak, before the words come out of your mouth, concentrate just long enough to check your words and allow only those that are absolutely necessary to pass. अब इसमें क्या होता है, we will save so much of energy, because if I see that I'm going to speak something which is actually not necessary, what will I do? I will not send that message, or I will not speak up that word. So much of energy saved. All that energy I can put in the path of inner discovery. Only those that are not in any way harmful to your progress. What can be harmful to my progress? Anything coming out of ego is harmful to my progress. Anything where there is a demand, there is an expectation from, unwanted expectations from other people around me, that is not good for my progress. To sum up, never forget the purpose and goal of your life. The goal and purpose of human life is to unite with the soul, to manifest the soul's beauty in this life. Rest all is just crap. So we are now, what we are doing, we are cutting the crap. We are focusing only on what we need to do in this life. The will for great discovery should be always there above you. As a, you are aspiring for it. It's an inspiration, ideal in front of you. The will for great discovery. Above what you do and what you are, like a huge bird of light dominating all the movements of your being. So as if this bird of light is giving you inspiration each moment that this is where I want to go. This is my highest possibility, and I will not stop before I reach that possibility. Yeah. So any questions on these points?
Monica, is this just a thought that's come?
Mm-hmm.
Um, is there like a morality slash value nature of the psychic being? Like these are like, it sounds like there's a morality attached to it somehow. Is
Yeah.
that is that so? Is there a set from morality attached to it?
Uh, so each psychic being is a different one. So each psychic personality is a different psychic personality. But yes, I think there are. So if I can say, put it in very simple words, not morality, but purity. Purity in action, purity in speech, purity in words, purity in feelings, if I can
But
use that word.
right. That makes sense. But there is a definition for purity here in that
Yeah,
sense. It's
yeah,
defined in a certain language and defined as this purity, right? This is the purity.
yeah.
Because there,
Because
yeah,
what the points that mother has shared, what are we trying to do? Becoming conscious of my mind. What am I trying to do? I'm becoming pure in my thoughts. Becoming conscious of my actions and speech. What am I trying to do? I'm becoming purer and purer of the mixture of ego in my words and speech. So, what are you saying?
no, I was just checking that because I read this a few times and then now we're discussing it again. Because sometimes, when for me, for instance, I can connect to this quite a bit. But
Yeah,
suppose I speak to somebody else and
yeah,
they're very curious. What is this psychic? How is it different from the soul? Everybody is curious to know this because
yes,
the soul is such a talked about concept by itself.
yeah.
So and then they see stuff when they hear stuff like this. Sometimes the reaction is, oh, there's some code of conduct, some way, which is difficult to adhere to for most people.
But I don't see there is a code of conduct. I
It's
just see that we are purifying all the elements of our being.
right. So how somebody else defines purity is again very subjective, right? So that comes on as a conflict, all not for me personally, but I'm
Can
just saying,
if we discuss this on an intellectual level,
right,
there would be enough of conflict that it can go on for hours. Yes.
right.
Yeah.
That is kind of what I was hinting at because
Yes.
intellectually people, have their own standpoint, viewpoint, what is pure, what is not.
And that is
So
the
then
reason
it
it
is,
cannot be talked with people who are not yet ready for it. It cannot be talked with, it cannot enter the field of discussion. It is
right.
not a matter of discussion. Yeah.
So you would say then stick to these 11 points
Yeah.
and go with it for your own self, but stick to them. Like
Yes.
don't make up more or less or something and
Yes.
just
Yes. Yes.
right because it's again at an intellectual level you can make up more or less,
Yes.
but you're saying
Speak
to
to
stick
these.
to this.
Yeah, and this is the challenge for the mind, because the mind has really a lot of problem to sticking
Right,
to a limited thing,
right,
because it seeks
right.
for more variety all the time. It wants more entertainment.
Yeah.
कि कुछ और मसाला चाहिए,
Yeah,
right?
it always wants to be hyper. It's like
हाँ,
I can dig for more. So,
yeah, yeah. And the thing is that we actually have to go beyond the mind,
mm,
and that is the reason, remaining within the domain of the mind, we can never get in touch with the psychic.
right,
So this actually, this activity of following these 11 points, it stops the mind, because the mind does not go, now it has no space to go anywhere, run anywhere,
right,
right? And there you touch something which is beyond the mind.
right. But where is so because the mind also plays an important part in pretty much everything we do.
Yeah.
Would you say when somebody's being acquainted to this, the mind is the first instrument that processes this, and then
Yes.
you try to go beyond it, right? So that
Yes.
that
Yes.
is the steps you take. First the mind, and
Yes.
then you try and go deeper.
Yeah, that's totally right. What happens is, for example, see, mind is a part of my own being. right?
Right.
The purpose of mind is usually to be receiver. Mind is a receiver, and all the other thing that we usually do is calculations, the basic factual calculations.
Mm.
Now, the thing of the whole of life is not according to our calculations. So I can calculate money like that with the mind, but I cannot calculate the whole of happenings of my life with the mind. They are incalculable. They are illogical many a times, and most of the times, mostly not even reasonable. हाँ, तो होता क्या है ऐसी जगहों पे आके, now the mind has to become silent. What happens when the mind goes silent? It becomes a receiver, because the calculations now cannot work anymore, so it becomes a receiver. When it empties itself of its content, it's kind of giving up, that मेरा तो यहाँ पे दिमाग नहीं चल रहा, just I just give up. When you give up, then the mind becomes silent for a moment.
Right.
In that silence, now what happens? The purpose of the mind as a receptacle comes into action,
Mm.
as if it's open to divine grace, the knowledge that divine kind of wants to dawn upon it
Right.
into the mind. Yeah.
Right. Right. Okay. Right. So the mind has a very crucial aspect. It's just that you have to go through that process of emptying it, silencing it,
Yes.
becoming a receiver in the
Yes.
purest of sense. So it
Yes.
is a process, right?
It
It's
is a
not
process.
just and because that's the thing. Because when I was reading Sri Aurobindo's work, also there's a lot of intellectualism that also comes in, or the mind is being used,
Yeah.
but it's from a purer state, obviously, very pure state.
Yeah.
But mind is always in use, and he writes so much, right? So
Yes.
it's obviously
And
coming.
also, let's say, for example, Savitri.
Right.
Okay, so it is, Mother and Sri Aurobindo both have said that if you want to understand it through the mind, you will not be able to grasp it fully.
Hmm.
Although
Right.
grasp it fully की तो हम बात ही छोड़ दें, fully तो बहुत दूर की बात है.
Hmm.
But for us, what is recommended is that whatever you can take it in through the mind, receive it from Savitri, and there are many things which are not understandable by the mind. So
Right.
there you go calm and quiet, and then what you called as insight or illumination,
Right.
that dawns upon in that quietness.
Hmm.
So you receive like an idea. Oh, this is what maybe that line was referring to.
Right.
Yeah.
Did we share a process of sorts of connecting with the psychic being? I know that the meditation itself has its own
Yeah.
explanation,
Yes.
but in this document there is no
In
such.
this in this document, there is no process at all.
Okay.
Mother has shared. I don't know if it's in there in this document or somewhere else, that you have to go
Right.
in the depths of the being,
Right. Right. I remember that towards the back of the heart you were saying.
back of the heart. Yeah.
Right.
And it's also mentioned in the 14 minutes meditation by the Gnostic Center.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that is the. But as far as the mind is concerned, you ideally should first silence it and kind of empty it
Yes.
before.
And you will see that if you are trying more and more this practice of becoming stationed at the back of the heart,
Hmm.
then you will see that the mind will mostly be, in a calm state.
Hmm.
If not completely silent, but yet in a calm state.
Right. Right. And a lot has to do with breath also. I figured
Yes.
physically breath
Breath is
work.
a very crucial aspect. Yeah.
Yeah, it helps a lot to kind of be there in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Coming back to the breath. Yeah.
right. Okay. Thank you.
Most well.
Question.
So, shall we take a few lines from the surrender? Nehal, do you have any questions on this?
Uh, sorry, before you, yeah, the surrender bit, I was just thinking if you could go to that surrender section, if
Uh-huh.
possible. That surrender and difficulties of surrender.
Okay.
Those sections. I think that's key here, maybe. I don't
Okay.
know.
Fine. Let me see. Uh, uh, okay. So this is the document. You wanted to address the difficulties. Okay, great.
Difficulties and the surrender before it. The surrender section, yeah. The
Yeah,
surrender.
fine, fine. Great, great. Surrender. The decision to hand over the responsibility of your life to the divine. This is done either through the mind. So you make a kind of a decision in the mind that, I am going to give my life to the divine work, right? So this is a mental decision, mental sankalp that I am taking, or the emotions. So I am kind of turning my emotions to the divine. So I will not be getting attached to any person, any situation in this life, but I am attaching myself to the divinity. I am attaching myself to divine, or the life impulse, or through all of them together. So all of them together means my emotions, my feelings, my mental thoughts, all of them have made a sankalp that I will only be getting attached to the divine in this life and not to anything else. That is what it is, right? So this is beginning of, so I have made a mental sankalp, mental decision, and then I am also turning my feelings towards the divine. At any point of time, if you feel like questioning, commenting, just stop me right there.
Sure.
Yeah. To surrender to the divine is to renounce your narrow limits and let yourself be invaded by it and made a center for its play. So अब मैं क्या कर रही हूँ, देखो अभी वही वाले point that we were discussing in for the psychic being. I am expanding my limits. I am not saying that okay, you give me this and this because this is where I feel comfortable. I am saying whatever you want to do through me, I am ready for it. No matter it may give me pain and suffering, I will go through it. Use me for your play. This is a mental plus an emotional kind of a decision that you're making within your being. If you are truly surrendered to the divine in the right manner and totally, then at every moment you will be what you ought to be. You will do what you ought to do, and you will know what you ought to know. So mother is trying to say, or Sri Aurobindo, I don't remember, I think this is from Sri Aurobindo, that at each point, if I am doing consciously things in surrender, like giving myself to the divine, then whatever action I will be doing will be a right action. So here it is said as what you ought to be, what you ought to do, what you ought to know. उस मोमेंट में वो मेरा सच होगा. आई विल बी लिविंग इन ट्रुथ if I do that. But for that, you should have transcended all the limitations of the ego, because we encounter a lot of resistance in our being when we are challenged. Somebody says something, somebody gives us a task which I feel I am not fit for. So the ego feels challenged. And that is why mother is saying you need to transcend the ego again and again, every moment. अच्छा अभी तक 40 years में नहीं किया, आप कर लेते हैं. 30 years में नहीं किया, आप कर लेते हैं. So not sticking to the past all the time. And that is why true surrender enlarges you. Now what am I doing? I am leaving my old thresholds and I am progressing further, expanding my limits. I am not limiting myself to an image all the time. अभी एक दिन पहले मैं वो नहीं कर सकती थी, आज मैं वो कर सकती हूँ. Expanding, increasing my capacity, which you could not have had yourself. अगर हम अपने बलबूते पे रहें, ईगो के बस में रहें, so we will never be able to progress out of a limited domain. But if we give ourselves to the divine, mentally, emotionally, then we say, okay, whatever you want me to do, I will do, whether it is something which I have done in the past 30 years or not. I will be a child again and do it. Detailed surrender, a surrender which does not forget anything. Again, going back to the points that we discussed on the psychic being. Eating, sleeping, acting, speech, all the things you are not forgetting the divine. This is detailed surrender. And that is why psychic being or the soul is so closely attached with surrender. They are inseparable. Detailed surrender means the surrender of all the details of life, even the smallest and the most insignificant in appearance. छोटे से छोटा task भी can be done in surrender and beautifully. And this means to remember the divine in all circumstances. Doing it for the mother, offering it to the mother. Whatever we think, feel, or do, we must do it for him and not for myself. This as a way of coming close to him. Hmm? Yeah.
This also includes all actions, every action, right? So
Each and nothing escapes this. Nothing
so
escapes.
in case sometimes if you're stuck in a situation and you have to say improvise
Hmm?
and do something that maybe you don't like, but or maybe you feel is wrong, but in that
Yeah.
situation you have to quickly do it to save somebody or something like that, an emergency.
Yeah.
Then even if it's wrong according to your own,
Yes.
say,
Yes.
psychic being, so
Yes.
you feel that, oh my God, this is so wrong according to what I naturally would do, but I have to do it. It's important.
See, there is a
Even
difference
then you offer it.
between it cannot be wrong. So if it is done and surrendered, it cannot be not according to your psychic being. There is no accordance. There is only right action. If the right action is there, then it's in accordance with surrender and psychic being. If in that moment I am doing things out of my ego, then it's not in accordance with either the psychic or the surrender.
Right. So when I said wrong, I mean the feeling more than the action.
And give me
Like
an
it,
example.
uh, well, for instance, the beggars on the road, right?
Okay.
Uh, so whenever if I'm driving, my mother is very anti-giving some of these
Okay.
people because
Okay.
she has her own perceptions of why
Yeah.
not. Otherwise, she's a very giving person, but she's very strongly against it. Now I'm somebody I think that doesn't matter because if they're in front of me, I give. I don't
Yes.
think twice, and I
Yes.
feel that's right for me.
Yes.
So there's always this conflict, and she gets very irritated and very angry. And at that point, I'm like, okay, what? Sometimes if I'm driving quickly, I don't give,
Yeah.
and I feel wrong that I didn't give. Sometimes
Yeah.
if I'm able to, I just quickly give, and
Yes.
either way, I feel trapped sometimes. But
Yes.
sometimes I have to just drive by because I'm getting pressured, or right next to me, somebody's physically right there, pressuring
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
small example. There are others as
Okay.
well, but
No,
I'm
it's a
just saying
good
that.
enough example. Good enough
Right.
example. Yeah.
Right.
So in
So
that case, again, although what will I do when I am in such a state of confusion? I will offer it to the mother. Mother, whatever you feel is right, may that be done. So if, for example, we get a chance to stop and you need, you want to offer, you can offer. And if there is no chance to stop by, then the car goes by and you don't offer. So it does not matter here or there. You have offered it to the mother. Whatever is done is right in that moment.
what about if we say this situation is more intense and if it's to avoid conflict with another person, then if you do it, is it right? How does that fare?
So I will always be conscious that I am offering the situation to the mother.
Okay.
That one thing has to be done.
So even if I don't do it to
Yeah.
avoid that conflict because that conflict is inevitable, that's
Yes.
also offered in that.
Yeah. Yeah. It does not matter what is the exact way of doing. Only thing matters is the inner state in which you are doing or not doing.
Okay.
The inner state, if it is offered to the mother, if the inner state is a surrender state, whether I take that action or not take that action, it does not matter at all.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So it's more about surrendering and doing it or not doing it rather than whether you do it or not is more relevant than the
It's
surrender.
not more important, yeah, because as we shared in that story of the ascetic and the prostitute, if you
Right.
remember,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So the prostitute is all the time with men, engaged in all kind of things,
Right.
but her inner state is always surrender to the divine,
Right.
and that is what only that matters.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that sense, even the outcome won't matter that much as long as
No.
you did your bit.
Yes. Yes.
Surrendered and delivered. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So does this mean that your intentions matter more than your actions you have done?
Totally. Yes. Yes.
Okay. And is it like we can like surrendering is only about something good, or it's like, I surrender my weaknesses also, or
Ah,
I limitations also?
obviously, yes, Nehal, because mother has specifically said that offer me your shadows. Because how will I clean your shadows if you don't offer me your shadows? Offer me all your weaknesses, offer me all the uglinesses that you have in yourself. The moment you give it to me consciously, only then I am able to take care of. This is what mother says. Yeah. So difficulties of surrender. It is rare that somebody can surrender entirely to the divine's will without having to face one or the other difficulties, because the ego is with us, and we all of us have to go through our own challenges in through complete surrender. How many efforts and struggles again to give ourselves to surrender once the individuality is constituted. So I have a certain personality, right? I over past years of life I have constituted an individuality. Now that slowly has to be given again and again, offered again and again, because that is the biggest obstacle in me and surrender. So mother is saying, don't bother about struggles and efforts, all of us have that. Just go on, stick to the path. For if the struggle is not an actual one, that does not mean that it will not come one day in one form or another. For always, at least once in our life, we are placed in some circumstance to test whether we are ready for entire surrender to the divine will. Now, this is the importance of all the challenges in life. They are nothing but an invitation for us to surrender. They are nothing but a test whether you are ready now to surrender or not. And they keep on reappearing again and again. Whether we are before all human beings striving to attain and manifest the Godhead, ready to renounce everything in the world that seems to us good as well as what seems to us bad. So we are ready to renounce all the badness and goodness in order to walk this path to manifest the inner Godhead within. Supreme conquest. In that ascent towards the heights, both virtues and duties, mental prejudices, preferences stand far more in our way. So if I'm, bothering myself with all the responsibilities of family and affairs and all that, I am the daughter, I am the son, I have to do this, I have to do this, all this nothing but an obstacle in complete surrender. Because that is coming from my personality, my individuality. That is the biggest block on the way of surrender. An error can always be used as a springboard, whilst a virtue is more often a limit. So the more ethical I feel I am, the ethics, kind of stick to my being. And in surrender, just like we say, nothing is fair in love and war. Everything is fair in surrender, just like that. So in surrender, one has to even let go of my virtues. For example, I may have to act like a man sometime, although I may from body maybe a woman, right? So although I am very calm in all the situations, but if the situation demands and it is the right action to do, I have to shout like a lioness. So everything goes in surrender. There is no set rule. Just like Arjun had to fight with his own brothers and sisters. So if we go only by ethics, then you will say why to fight with the family. But when you are standing for dharma, when you are standing for the right action, truth, then everything is required.
So in sorry, just one point. Just
Yeah.
so in essence, there can never be a right or wrong or good or bad. even from a societal perspective, you know, especially when you have all these
Yes.
court convictions going on, people,
Yes.
this person, some people say this person should be hanged, some say he shouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, there's good, bad, yes, no, you know,
Yeah.
should he be? So all these questions and decisions. So a judge might make it on his, based on his, what his psychic being
Yeah.
is saying to him,
Yeah.
right?
No,
But
so judge may not be even aware of his psychic being at all. Most of the
right,
time, we are not aware. We are just taking decisions based on very limited window that is visible to us. Yeah.
right. So say let's hypothetically assume he is, for instance, suppose
At-
the judge is, he or she is taking a decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other people who are saying yes and no and all that, it's irrelevant because there are so many moral conducts in society. It
Yes.
doesn't matter, right? We can
Yes.
safely say that it's irrelevant, like what
Yes.
is right,
Yes.
wrong, good, and bad,
Yeah.
because that's something that, I mean, I personally don't do anymore, but it's like constantly, I'm constantly surrounded by it. You see, my at
Mm.
home, everywhere I go,
Yeah.
because I have these moral justice people around me all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, there's nothing like that. And they think
Yeah.
I'm taking a side, but actually, I'm like, there's nothing like that. You may not
Yes.
like the person or whatever. But...
Yeah.
So I just wanted to just confirm that once
Yeah.
again. Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I will add, Mother is saying, I will add, quoting a passage of the Synthesis of Yoga. All these are within us, waiting to wall in the spirit with forms. So all these virtues, these responsibilities, that all the things of the mind, this is all. It's like a wall waiting to wall the spirit, as if they are caging the spirit within us. But we must always go beyond. Always renounce the lesser for the greater, the finite for the infinite. We must be prepared to proceed from illumination to illumination, a never ending progress. We can never say, I have reached light in my life and I have nothing more to do in life. I can never say that. More and more depths of light will come, more and more brighter light will come in life. From experience to experience, from soul state to soul state, so as to reach the utmost transcendence of the divine in its utmost universality. Now, when we talk about universality, it means it includes everything. Nothing is right or wrong. That's why Mother said in the beginning when we were discussing psychic being, never to judge, because we don't even know the picture. On what basis am I judging on these little petty 20 years of my life? Right? The way in which most people surrender, let God manifest His will, but let it be the same as mine. Now, this is the manipulation that the ego has. So, I may say that, yes, I am surrendering, but if I am encountering a lot of trouble in surrendering, it means that I am holding on to my own opinions about surrender. I am saying कि please मेरे हिसाब से हो जाए ना, please. Let God manifest His will, but let it be same as mine. मेरे हिसाब से होना चाहिए, तब होगा surrender. अभी बात में मजा नहीं आया. That kind of a game. So this is again the play of ego. We can just laugh about it and move on. One thing you must know and decide, it is if you want the true divine as he is, or if you want a divine in keeping with your own conception of what he ought to be, that God must be always kind to me and he should always be merciful. No, it will not happen that way. God is infinite in possibilities. It's in infinite play. So I cannot cage him or trap him in any idea that I have. And if you have decided to surrender sincerely and totally to the divine and to be and to do what he wants you to be according to his will, or if you want the divine to do what you want him to do and act according to your will, तो ये दो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट रहते हैं कि हम गॉड से यूजुअली परेशान रहते हैं कि यार मेरे हिसाब से हो नहीं रही, लाइफ तो बड़ी बेकार है, काहे का भगवान. बट व्हेन वी सरेंडर कि मुझे वो करना है जो गॉड मुझसे करवाए, तब ये हमें गिला शिकवा नहीं रहता है. देन यू बिकम मोर एज अ सर्वेंट, एज अ स्लेव. तब वो गिला शिकवा शिकायत नहीं रहती. नो कंप्लेंट्स देन एग्जिस्ट. Yeah, this is beautiful. I think Mother is saying that the time has come at last not to rely anymore on one's own petty will. It means what I feel is right, what I want is right, the ego. To hand over the whole affair to the divine's will and let it do its work through you. So always be concerned about my inner progress, my inner state of being, my attitude in life. Always only be concerned about that. And never minding the outer situations. Going through all the situations in complete faith. And all this nonsense will disappear and you will be strong and fit for your work. So I think this is as a reply to some sadhak. Yeah. So Mother is saying when men will understand the divine knows better than they do what is best for them, many of their difficulties will disappear. So Mother is saying along with the surrender, when we surrender to the divine will, most of our difficulties disappear, which are mostly coming from the ego. If the Lord wills for you for a hardship, do not protest. Take it as a blessing, and indeed it will become so. So if some really bad tragic stuff has fallen upon me in this life, if the attitude can be right that okay, God has given me this, let's see what progress I have to make through this, I think this really, the life actually becomes very beautiful. Take it as a blessing, prasad. Surrender means to consecrate everything in oneself to the divine, mental, vital, physical, everything, giving yourself to the divine, not insisting on one's own ideas, habits, desires, but to allow the divine truth to replace them by its knowledge, will, and action. Now, this happens automatically that the more I am giving myself to the divine knowledge, the divine will, and the divine action manifests itself through me. That happens automatically. It's not a doing. My only doing is that I must know that what I want to do with my life, whether I really want to give it to the divine. That I should know. Yeah, so here Mother is talking about discrimination. Many a times we feel that this action I should not be taking, it is against my inner truth. There is a very strong unease that I feel. I feel that this will be pulling me down in my consciousness. I don't want to do this action. And still we do that. So there the importance of discrimination. Many a times I have to say no. No, I don't want to go there or talk to that person or indulge in that kind of a talk. A no is very important because it pulls me down in my consciousness, right? And here the importance of free surrender, that each moment I can either be in surrendered state or each moment I can give in way to my ego. It is a free surrender each moment. Every moment I have to choose. What do I want to do with my moment? Yeah, surrender cannot be made at once. It is not so easy, for there is much in the being that resists. And all of us know that there is so much resistance that we feel, sometimes the feeling don't want to surrender, sometimes the thought are coming in the way. But one must have the will to surrender. एक सेंट्रल सेल्फ गिविंग का एटीट्यूड अगर डेवलप हो जाए, एक knowing आ जाए, inner knowing out of my own samajh, my own understanding that yes, this is the best I will do to myself, then it's easy. Then it's easy to open ourselves. Yeah, so it's okay to have obstacles on this way. And these are the three important points. The effort demanded of the sadhak is that of aspiration, a willingness to surrender, that is aspiration, a continuous, untiring willingness to surrender, rejection. All those movements within my being should be rejected which are not suitable for surrender. If I am indulging in stories in my head of past and future and anxieties and worries, it is not in accordance with the surrender, I should immediately stop it, reject it. If I want to interact with a person, a relationship who pulls me down, I should say no to it. No, I don't want to interact, right? So aspiration, rejection, and then comes surrender. Yeah, the last paragraph. Um, yeah, so here it is talked about, about the lower nature. The lower nature is ignorant and undivine. Now this is referring to all parts of the ego. Not in itself hostile, but shut to light and truth. तो करना क्या है? What is the ultimate redemption of the ego? It is not to be shunned away. It is to be exposed to light. Because ego also wants resolution. Ego is not fine suffering. No, it's not easy to suffer all throughout the life. So it has to be opened to light and truth. Not giving much attention to the ego, the likings, the preferences, all the things of my comfort, satisfaction, not giving it much attention. Just opening myself to higher in my life, opening myself to light in my life. And here also the importance of not to indulge too much in blame game, self victimization, that I always do that, oh, when will I improve? I always do that again and again, when will I change? All this self, depreciation. We should not be getting indulged because that is also a form of ego, right? So they also become an obstacle. So here mother is saying the yogin should look on all the defects of nature as movements of the lower prakriti common to every human being. Reject them calmly, firmly, and persistently with full confidence in the divine power that yes, mother is there to save me, to help me, to guide me. And this is what I offer to the mother. All the weaknesses, shadows are offered to the mother. Yeah, I think we have mostly covered all of it. This is just reiteration of all that. Yeah. So I think this is done. Anything else? Any question on that?
Right. Just one thing. So the
Yes.
only bar.
Hmm.
So I give you a situation. Suppose I'm simultaneously getting three types of work and I have to choose one.
Okay.
And in this moment I'm surrendering because I want to choose it according to what would help me progress and suit me the best.
Okay.
What would give me the best choice at that moment. So in that process, what the only one of the main factors that can help me make a choice that resonates with me more would be to see what causes uneasiness and eliminate that. What may cause uneasiness and what you may feel more connected to. Suppose you're not sure about what choice to make,
Yeah.
but then you're trying to surrender and make it.
Yeah.
So in that surrender, how do you know that your ego is not conflicting with making a choice and you're making a choice according to your
Okay. So if I can put it very straightly, I can say that there is a confusion, right?
yeah, if there's
And there is no clarity in my action. So
right
in that case, if I am in that case and if I am trying for surrendered action, I will again offer it to the mother. Mother, I don't know. I will talk to the mother. Mother, I don't know whether this action should be taken or not taken, whether it will be right for me or not right for me. Mother, if it is not right for me, you decide. You stop me from this action. So in that, what is happening? There is a selflessness in that action.
right
I'm not attached whether I go this way or that way.
okay
So I offer it in my inner state to the mother and I ask the mother, Mother, you guide me. Whatever you guide me through, I will take that action.
right
Yeah.
and and then mother will reveal it in some
It is
form.
revealed in the sense that if you are allowed, if you are taking that action in
Right.
a surrendered state, it
Right.
means mother wants you to go through that.
Okay.
Now
Right.
there may be some learning through that or something else. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but I must have. I mean, I must have utmost faith in that the
Yes.
action that I'm taking, that at that point it's the right action. Don't doubt
Yes.
it. Just do
Yes.
it.
Yes. And also again focusing back on the inner state of being, the attitude with which I am performing the action. Yeah.
And then do the action as best as you can.
Yes.
Also.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Okay.
I think it is also because if we are getting confused means we are actually not fully surrendered, and that's
Yeah.
why there is more confusion.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
Yes.
like you are fully surrendered, maybe you gain the clarity. It
Yeah.
comes automatically. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so there won't be then confusion left over.
Yes. Yes. Confusion is less and less and more clarity as we become more surrendered. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As because this is a process, you
Yeah.
may be clear in certain areas, but some areas will always be new.
Definitely.
And then
Yes.
it's a constant progress. So
True. True.
when
True.
this had come, I was not clear about certain areas. And
Yes.
as you go with it, you get clarity, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's why this is for a lifelong process. I'm not even
Yes,
asking
it's a
for,
lifelong process. Yeah, I can never say that I am fully surrendered because there
yeah,
will be many, many domains I'm not even aware of where I'm not surrendered. Yeah.
absolutely. That's why I was asking, because it's a learning. Every time you go through
Yes.
something new, how would you know? Like you
Yes.
have
Yes.
to re-surrender again.
Resurrender. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Monica.
Yeah. So are we done for today? Okay, great. So I'll
Thank,
stop the recording then. Thank you. Thanks all. Bye bye.
thank you, Monica.